everyone, so this review is for Might As Well Be an Ocean by Kellan McKnight, and this is for the audiobook version, which is performed by Abby Craden. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on my blog all the details are in the post. Now I've read Might As Well Be an Ocean before, and so listening to it was a completely different experience that I'm sharing with you separately. So it was still a sweet second chance romance, and the story is still that Mara, she's a character who hasn't had an easy time of life. She meets Faith when they're a bit younger. Now they're best friends, and both have this attraction to one another that they try to keep to themselves. But being best friends, they make this pact to be friends with benefits, and it only complicates matters further when they throw in a fake engagement, and all sort of breaks loose because those real feelings are still below the surface. But I read this book before, and listening to it was an exciting experience. The audiobook is different. It's always different to when you read a book to then when you listen to a book being narrated to you, being performed by someone. And I still love the insights into the past that really helped to better understand Mara and her situation, and then the reaction she was having to her friendship and relationship with Faith. But the way Abby Craden narrates brought just like this amazing life to these characters. There was great characterization in the different voices used for the dialogue, and Abby has a real art for delivering each moment with impact and really pulling you into the story in just such an immersive way. So it heightened all the drama of the complications between Mara and Faith, and only added to like the enthusiasm I already knew, like that Faith had in buckets, like that performance of her voice and finding the right one, which Abby had done perfectly. And my empathy for Mara grew because Abby delivered all that emotion of how complicated she found their situation, both in the flashbacks and now, in a way that was just, you can build empathy with the character when you're reading about them based on how your thoughts and feelings, but when you actually hear a voice personifying them doing it, it just heightens that whole experience. But Faith and Mara's story was one packed with emotional moments. You know, some of those are flashbacks to their younger years, and they had me wishing that Mara had been able to tell Faith all those years ago how she really felt. It really might have saved her some heartache, but the tension and sadder moments, they really keep the drama, and they make the story very relatable. Something, like I say, I already empathised with Mara so much, so I enjoyed that, and it felt like at times Faith wasn't aware of how Mara felt about her. But as things unfolded, you know, they started to feel like maybe she wasn't as clueless as she seemed, and it was just, you know, they were making the same mistakes and assuming feelings were not mutual with one another, and all of that. So it still had all that drama packed in there, and it was just heightened by Abby's performance of it. So I really enjoyed the story. Again, I loved listening to it as much as I did reading it, and I hope you will too. So I'll pop a link in the description for you to grab a copy of Might As Well Be an Ocean by Kellan McKnight in whichever format you want to, but the audiobook I can definitely recommend. It's really, really emotional listen. If you've listened to Might As Well Be an Ocean, would love to know what you thought of the audiobook. Please do share and let us know. And if you haven't yet, but it's on your list of audiobooks, or you're really intrigued and thinking, yeah, I want to give that a go, or you've read it and you're now thinking, yeah, I'll give the audiobook a go as well, like I have, then that would be really cool. I really love to know what your thoughts are, so please do share and let us know, because it's always great to find out what you're interested in reading or listening to. And if you do give the audiobook a listen, then please do share and let us know what you thought of it, 'cause it'd be great to find out what you thought of it. But I really hope you enjoy listening to it. I hope Abby brings something new to the story for you. I definitely felt there was something new as well in listening to it that was different to reading it, and really enjoyed it, and hope you will too. Bye.